What's up, guys? Welcome back to GovTalks, where we tackle social issues and explore solutions that empower individuals and communities. Today's episode focuses on government assistance programs in the Philippines, their purpose, and their potential to create lasting change. We'll discuss the Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino Program or 4Ps, Ayuda para sa mga kapos ang hanap ang kita program or AKAP, and assistance to individuals in crisis situations or addicts. And lastly, ang tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged and displaced workers or TUPAD. We'll compare their impacts, question their sustainability, and determine which fosters a genuine empowerment. I am your host, John Marcelito, together with John Estilat, Chad Paliugna, Christian Saison, Hans Bongay,
and Kian Palacios.
and today we'll be tackling or we will be sharing about the overview of the four programs that we'll be including in our podcast. So first in the list is the Pantawi Pamilyang Filipino program or the 4Ps, which states that it provides financial assistance targeting the poorest of the poor, ensuring that every children can attend school and get a proper health care services.
So the next one would be the Ayuda sa Kapos ang Kita program or the ACAP. It is a financial assistance program launched by the DSWD, also known as the Department of Social Welfare and Development. It is to provide temporary cash for those low income and minimum wage earners struggling with their economic challenges such as inflation and job loss. So the next one would be
Next one would be assistance to individuals in crisis situation or AIDS. It's a broad program offering financial aid for medical, burial, or educational needs. It's designed to address emergency and immediate crisis.
So, the last na list is na tulong paghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged or displaced workers or TUPAD. It is a livelihood assistance program that provides a short-term employment to displaced or disadvantaged workers, which focus on community-based projects.
So guys, what are your thoughts about these different programs?
Well, I can say that the Panoy Pamilyang, so I'm going to start with the 4Ps or the Panoy Pamilyang Filipino program. I can say that it can help a lot of families in the Philippines, considering that a there is a huge amount or we can say there's a large portion of poverty in the Philippines that some families are struggling to send their children to schools, to provide proper healthcare services to their children, and with the 4Ps, it can help those families to to just compensate for their lapses as parents and families for their kids, which they can then attend schools, they can then avail proper healthcare services from the governments, and with that, it is also noted in the Fortis program that in elementary, a children is budgeted with 300 pesos, I guess, per month. Was
Yeah.
it 300
Was
pesos?
300 for elementary students.
Yeah, and for high school, it goes around 500, was it?
Yeah, 500.
Yeah,
for high school
500.
students.
And not only for the children, it also provides
I think
like prenatal services for the for pregnant women, and which is very helpful for them since they won't be struggling anymore to find money mm, just to get a regular checkup since the government are providing them right now. So as from what I see, the 4Ps is a very effective program that can help tons of Filipino families, and um, Results also have shown that there are already graduates from the four-phase program. So that's all for me.
Yeah, for me, just like what Chad said, all of these programs are really good because it shows our attitude as like the bayanihan attitude of Filipinos, where we help each other. We don't let
Like no left behind.
yeah, we don't let anyone struggle. We help each other. So how about you guys? What are your thoughts about this programs?
I think in four piece that if you know when the people are are depending on the programs, the government programs, it's like some people are so dependent in these programs that when the when example for the four piece it's only 7 years, I think. Yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
So if the program if that time span ends, then some families may not able to like take initiatives on to make their life more easier. So yes, that's what
That's a good point.
What about you, Kian?
Yes. So I agree with you both that those programs are good and can help the one the peoples. But I agree also with Mas that can lead to dependency to the program since some people may over depend on the program that they give money to them and uh, um,
And like
and
they can like develop
oh
dependency on
yes
the
development.
government. Yes.
Also, the one it can corrupt since they may misuse the money that the government
Provides
provided for them.
Oh yeah, I get your points. But the from what I understand, four piece is just there. It is just a temporary, just like what you said, it has a certain time span for which when you reach a certain time by availing the program, it will then be um, what I can say that it will then be like wala ka na siya sa inyo. And with that, to that, how long was it? Like 7 years? Yeah. But maybe Filipino families who are struggling won't be struggling anymore in a span of 7 years. Since, yeah.
From what I understand, from what Miles said, is not the dependency.
Yeah, it is a dependency. That's what I'm getting at right now. So, for about the dependency, it's not really the program that can develop the dependency, but it is on the trait of a particular person. Since if you see the program as an opportunity for you to even just move, even just a little step by step to your goal, then that program will help you to that program will help you to achieve your goal in a way that not that much and also not that less, but just an enough amount of assistance.
Yeah, I actually agree with Chad on this one because in four piece, it's not really to you know to get the responsibility to educate your child, right? They're just assisting. It's in the name of the program. It's assistance only. So the amount of like allowance, it was 300, right? 300
for elementary.
That's per month. So that's only 300 pesos per month. That won't really be enough to support one child for 1 month. So the 300 pesos a month would just be a assistance for the children. It wouldn't really, I don't know, develop dependency risk because it's just not a lot of money to depend on.
Yeah, and it's not focusing to send each every Filipino kid to schools, but it's just there to serve as a I can say it is like a backup plan or a supporting
Yeah.
aid to Filipinos who are we can't really say that they are poorest of the poor, but some of them may be underpaid or like they are underemployed, which is which is the purpose of the four piece program to provide assistance to them.
Yeah. So we can say that the four-piece program isn't really to give you the success, but it is to guide you towards your journey to success.
Yeah. So for us, it's not really about on developing dependence.
So what I understood from both sides is that they're saying that the fourth piece is more of a way for them to be lazy because of after the 7 years they
Yeah.
saying that because of dependency they forget the initiative to work for the money.
Yes.
And what they're saying is after the 7 years you've already it's like a stepping stone for your goals or a little boost for you to help for your goals to achieve. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, guys, do you have
Okay.
anything to add?
Yes. I get your point. I actually agree with your point about that aiding the Filipinos to be as a stepping stone for their future. But I think like 200 pesos only.
Yeah.
It's very low for for education for
Elementary
It's-
students.
Yeah, it's an allowance for
It's
students.
very low because I think even in here in USTP, like this is a public school, so in in the cafeteria, the food costs like on average 60 pesos. So I don't think that
That it's enough, right?
it's enough for a one child. If 300 only, I think that for the poorest of the poor, the that amount of money may not able to give
Last.
the child the sustenance they need to uh,
To a healthy
for their health and I mean their overall well-being.
Yeah, that's what we're saying actually, that the 300 pesos is not enough to support the students to go to school for 1 month, right? So what that means is you're not really given a lot of money for the students to go to school that motivates the parents of the child to work in order for them to sustain the needs of their child.
Also, there's also like an uh, my concern is like when Filipino family given that amount of money like 500 only 400 300 some family may use it to like gamble on
Gamble
things
stuff.
as that is very concerning because the government that the money that the government gives you to support your child is like you are sacrificing it like
You're
gambling.
misusing it, right? Misusing.
Gambling is like
I mean, it
Uh,
can turn
Addiction.
into addiction.
it leads to addiction, but
Yeah.
you lose more in gambling than you earn. So why should you sacrifice your family and your child to for like
Like a short term.
short term happiness? So that's my concern about that.
Yeah, I
For
actually.
that for his program. Well, what I can say is that it's the for this program is just there to offer some help, some assistance to those families who are really struggling financially, to those families who are or those parents who are really struggling to provide the needs of their kids or their children, but in the aspect of using the money given by the government that was supposedly going to be used as an assistance to their childs, and instead they use it for gambling, then the issue there would be the parent itself and not the
Yeah.
forces for not the program, since the program offered everything that it can just to help sustain a family. But if that certain amount of money will be given to a we can say not so well mannered parent or a not so financial literate parent that uses the money to gambling and stuff like that, alcohols and cigarettes, then from what I can see or from what I can suggest as a solution for that is that for this program may think about adding more qualities to qualify and to avail their program, which is to ensure that the money will be given and will be used to assist their childs and to the better good of the family and not into gambling stuff like that.
So let me stop you guys right there. So as we are getting deep into this program, so we actually have sentences or sayings that we try to relate to these programs since we're really talking deep into this program. So you should go first. Miles?
Okay.
You should read it out loud, please.
Oh, yes.
So,
Give a man a fish and another day.
again.
Give a man a fish and he'll live another day. Teach a man how to fish and he'll live longer and sustainably.
Oh, that's actually
That's
good.
very nice. That's really nice. No?
So
What
how
my
can you
saying
relate
is,
to 4Ps?
you know, government giving ayuda for Filipino in a short term is may not uh, pull the Filipinos on their situation, their financial situation. Is like so. What they suggest is give the parents or the able-bodied people that a job so that the family will will have a success on their financially sustain themselves without the help of the government. Because if you have passive income, why should you depend on the government when you have?
Well, that's the point there. They have passive income, but the thing is, their passive income is not enough to support their children.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Give the Filipinos jobs that can support themselves. They can support themselves with those jobs, so that they may they may not pull themselves from so they pull themselves from the financial situation they're in.
How about you, Kian?
So I had something to say to Chad's statement earlier that he said that to improve requirements to purpose to one for the qualification and what if the you know what if
What
some
if they lie with their requirements or the documents?
that's a one
That-
question.
yeah.
What if they lie?
Mm.
And wait lang. So next is, what if some poor, some poor likes to gamble and some addiction. So if they didn't qualify the four P's, that's likely, break the purpose to help the poorest.
That's what Chad and Christian getting at, that I am very agree with. So the government should do is like provide more thorough security measures,
Background check or
background checks. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
That's
what I'm
right.
trying to say.
yes. So that the four P's will not be cheated on. So the funds will be able to send to the families that are deserving to get the program,
Yeah.
not the families with unresponsible ones. Because if the responsible, that's their fault if
They're not
they're
responsible
so
enough
responsible
to
and they
amount.
pull their family down to the dumps.
Yeah, so I get your point, and I really agree that to answer your question, that Wouldn't that break
It was
the program the program's goal, which is to help the poorest of the poor? Then what I can say that the program should help those who really deserves help from them.
good
Since
point.
I can say we really have a huge portion of poverty in the Philippines, but not all of them are responsible enough when it comes to handling money, when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to using it. So it means that they lack financial literacy. In that way, it may bring down their family to even at the lowest extent of poor, which I don't know. I'm not going to judge them for it, but it's just that um, by strengthening the qualifications to avail the program, the government can filter out those who really are in need and those who really are deserving um, to get financial assistance from them, which later on, in that way, it can pave a brighter future for the Filipino families that really need assistance.
That's actually true. So from out of the four programs that we have mentioned today, actually 4Ps has the strictest qualifications for these because they actually have individuals sent to each barangay to background check every like individuals who are members of the 4Ps.
It's very good.
So
Any additional thoughts, guys?
actually,
We concluded not. As you can see, guys, great insights from the both sides. Since, as mentioned, by the Chad and Christian, that the 4 piece program is the perfect timeline. Since 7 years is enough to integrate in the family's mind that the program should not be reliant. They should not rely on the program. That they should be as a stepping stone, and also that its target is, as what the program overview, that poorest of the poor, and we also can't deny the fact that the insights from Miles and Kian that the program may result to over dependency. The people may over depend on the program. Also, the possible corruption, since we all know that we humans have different mind and also personalities and goals in life. Also, the point of, I think, Miles, that the program provides small amount of money that it's not enough for a whole month in 300 pesos, I think.
yes, trended for elementary.
For elementary.
Yeah.
Oh, and again mentioned by Miles that gambling again connects to the possible corruption, since the human nature we all have different goals, wants in life, and that can also be a possible effect of the program. Also, the lying in the background information, that, and also the point again by Chad that the program should provide more strict thorough qualifications and yes, background checking. Also, I like it provide
In order to
more
avail
background
the program.
and go. Now, guys, let's proceed to the second program that we're going to talk about, which is the Ayuda para sa Kapos ang Kita program or AKAP. Guys, what are your thoughts about this?
So, how about you? Do you have any thoughts?
So let's go first with
What-
that because we started first. So let's go with that first.
So maybe I can say that the Ayuda for the couples kita then
Yes.
for the couples and kita program is somewhat similar to 4Ps, but in a way it doesn't specifically aim to a certain aspect in their life, since we can say that in 4Ps it is really targeting the children, the healthcare services that they can provide, even the pregnant women and rather, whereas the Ayuda for the Kapos and Kita program is just a way that, from what I understand, this program may be targeting those underemployed workers who are less, who are not very, not compensated enough for them to make a living or to live their day-to-day life. So from what I can say, it also impacts a great, it also gives a great impact to the Filipino people, since this program is helping those who are in need in terms of financial struggles like that.
So yeah, what like Chad said, the ACAP program is somewhat similar with 4Ps, but unlike 4Ps, which goes around 7 years, right?
Yeah.
The ACAP program is just a temporary cash assistance when you need, you need assistance, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, you got into a house fire, or you're a victim of flooding, right? So ACAP can actually help you and provide you with a temporary cash assistance to get back on your feet. And that's actually the sole purpose of ACAP.
So
What it is.
our concern is that I've read somewhere in an article that ACAP is distributed by Congress and senators.
Yeah.
Yes, that's very concerning because uh, when senators or Congress, not the SWD, put like distributes the funds to the people directly, it's like showing the people that the funds are from them, not from taxes. You know,
Yeah.
um, it's it makes them the Filipino thinks that
They are really helping.
they're really helping.
The senators rather the senators are the one helping them, not the taxes.
Not the disability.
So,
It should
yeah,
be the disability.
I get your point, but in that case, that would be tackling about the perceptions of Filipinos to their kapwa Filipinos. So if you see a certain politician giving out those some kind of ayudas or whatnots like that, then if you see it as a help from that certain people, then that's the time that you will get manipulated, or you will believe that, oh, that guy is really good and that guy should be re-elected for the next election. But it's, from what you can say, it's all about awareness. Since with awareness, people can be aware that the politicians are not entitled to get the credits, or like to steal the credits, since the money that they are using is the people's money, which therefore Filipino citizens should benefit from them without any excuses, without any additions to getting like utang na loob, such as like that. And if regarding like what you said, that maybe like somehow they would see those politicians as angels like that, I can say my solution is that we need to spread more awareness that the politicians are really not entitled to do their job, since that's their job. Their job is to serve the Filipino people. Their job is to serve our nation to be a better country.
I mean, that's the thing. People in the Philippines are easily manipulated by politicians. So I mean, it's good to raise awareness, but the thing is, the senator should not distribute that. It should be the DSWD, because the DSWD is responsible for those funds, not the senators and the Congress. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so to compare ACAP with 4Ps, So as we all know, the 40s has a very strict requirement, right?
Yes.
So what I read here, the necessary document only contains a valid ID, a proof of income, and a birth certificate or barangay certification of indigency rather. So that's the only three requirements you need for ACAP. Does that concern you or
That's
something?
concerning because when you have very little requirements for those programs, it may lead to like cheating because
Yeah, faking your
those
information.
documents that you mentioned are easily manipulated,
Yeah.
and I think the government staff are not really. I mean, I'm not criticizing them, but from what I've observed that the government staff that are responsible for those requirements are not really doing their job well, not really detecting those frauds.
Yeah, so it has a risk of
Risk
corruption.
of corruption.
Mhm.
Actually, that's a really good point that you know.
It really has a risk of corruption since considering the qualities of requirements to avail the program is very poor since all you need are documents that can be easily manipulated or created. So we can say we all know that there are so many fake ID creators in the Philippines.
It's really easy.
Yeah,
I mean, I can do it.
yeah, it's
This from experience.
But the thing here is, as long as the money that they get from the program is used for the good or used correctly, I think there is no problem with it since they are benefiting from it in a way that it helps them to be to achieve their goals, to be successful in their life. And regarding about the senators providing the senator or the DSWD not providing instead of senators, and I can say that in that situation or in that certain aspect of this program, all we can really do is to provide awareness for the people. So it may not reach every mind, each and every mind of Filipino citizen, but as long as it reaches someone, it will then spread as far as I can show you.
From your first point, I actually have to disagree with that.
Wait a minute. We forgot about the
After my point. I actually disagree with your point with the as long as they benefited from the government programs that it's good. So I actually disagree with that because those with fake documents probably have like like
A lot of fake.
a lot of money to be eligible for the ACAP. So when those people are given the chance to get the ACAP program, the the Filipinos who actually has none can like be disregarded because the funds that's for them are given by the people who are undeserving of that program.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what you're actually saying is it goes against the sole purpose of the program, which is to help those in need
It's
of
not very
assistance.
ethical.
Yeah.
Well, what solution that I can provide for your point is that maybe government officials such as in the locals, starting in the locals, where like barangay officials, I can suggest that barangay officials should do background checking and to enter
To implement
uh,
strict.
citizen in the barangay so that the program can really be given to those who really are in need of the financial assistance like that.
Why
So-
don't you grab a fishbowl?
Fishbowl. That's how-
Why not you?
No, I will grab later.
Okay.
Don't worry, we will help you with something.
I didn't get there by wishing for it or hoping for it, but by working for it. I didn't get there by wishing for it or hoping for it, but by working for it. So I can integrate my I can integrate my answer, or like I can integrate my thoughts with this, that through the ACAP program, people the people don't get the success just by hoping or wishing for it, but through working for it with the help of ACAP that provided them the financial assistance that they needed in order for them to achieve their dreams, to get their goals, and to be successful persons in their life. So, how about you guys?
So what both sides are saying are actually correct. What they address first is the accreditation, the false.
False documents.
I know the one with the congressmen and
Yes,
senators. They are being credited instead of the DSWD. And what they're saying about that is awareness. It's just about the awareness of the person or the people that are on. And what they said also is the small requirements for the ACAP. What are the requirements again? The three requirements?
The valid ID, proof of income, and or barangay certification of indigency.
And that three requirements spike a concern for this side because those are requirements that can be easily faked or can be made for manipulated by certain people. And what they said about their concern is that it is okay because if the money is used correctly. But what they said about that also is that instead of those who really help or who really need the help, that gets disregarded.
The money might not get to those who
Really
really
need
need to actually. And the solution for that is maybe private officials should implement background checking, background checking to their calculations.
So let's transition to the another program, which is assistance to individuals in crisis situations or AICS. Guys, what are your thoughts about this program?
AIX offers financial assistance for medical, and funeral transportation, education, and food needs, directly addressing the urgent requirements economically. I think it's very good because when given families who are gets from the experience and unfortunate events in their life that they don't have
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I was just talking about my mistake I made earlier.
So
Ah.
we can continue.
I will clarify that later on.
so the given from the unfortunate events that happen to them that they don't have enough money to like to pay for that. No, it's very good so that the family, the government can help the family to uh, stand up on their feet and
Yeah.
So to clarify something, I was actually wrong about that I said earlier. I was actually talking about AX. So we were talking about ACAP, right?
What part
Yeah.
of
what part?
What part?
When I introduced ACAP, right, I said that when you get your house burned down, right? Did I say that?
That's for Alice.
So that's actually for AX.
I
ACAP.
also noticed that.
Yeah, ACAP is actually for those who need like assistance for those low income or
Minimum wage earners.
So I do apologize for that mistake. So let's continue again. What you're
My
saying, right?
concern about addicts is there is corruption between the ayudas that are given from the people. You know. Based on my experience, I actually experienced that because our house burned down last August, I think, and uh, I think we have really have none. Um, our cash has burned. You know, we have zero money and at that time. So we are hoping for the government to give us
What?
give us
You didn't
assistance.
receive any assistance?
Yes, we didn't receive any assistance because this
Yeah.
from we have the from the like the government staff that are given are sent to ours is they give us the listahan,
Yeah.
and we put our name there.
They gave you a form.
Yeah, they gave us a form, but after like 3 days we noticed that other families
Who didn't write in the form?
other families that I not affected from the fire has given the ayuda, and that's good. But the families
Got
that
affected.
who didn't get affected by the fire has also get receive
Ayuda.
ayuda, like
Very concerning.
how they, I think the
But-
government should do their job correctly because
You guys were affected by the fire, right?
yes,
But
our
you
house
didn't receive any.
we only receive, I think, relief goods like one one 1 kilogram of rice and a couple of canned goods. 1 kilogram is not enough for a family of five. Yeah, we have a family. So also the our neighbors that we have a boarding house, and our neighbor boards our the part of our house. They didn't also get the ayuda from the government. So that is my major concern about this it's, you know.
That's unfair.
Yeah, that's
So,
very.
do you have anything to add? Oh, yeah. So, I am really sorry for what you have experienced. Like that. I can really say that it's really fucked up.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It's full of bullshits like that. Since why do the people who are affected by such accidents are not given the enough or proper assistance from the government? And from what I can, uh, from what I got from your message right there, is that you are targeting, or like your concern is that why is ACAP like that? AX, right? So why is AX like that? Of the assistance to individuals in crisis, since judging from the name itself, it should help those who are really in crisis, just like what you have experienced. But instead of targeting the AX program itself, maybe the one who's at fault there is the employee who employed those personnel who are not mm, who are not doing their job, or who are not working properly, since as a person, as an employee, as an employee of that certain program, you should be able to know your job's mission, to know your job's goal, so that in a way that when you encounter such incidents like that, you'll be able to
Do your job.
to filter out who to prioritize first and who to prioritize less. So what I can say is that maybe it's not the AX who's at fault, yeah, but rather the employer who employed those personnel, those workers who are not doing their job properly.
Yes, I agree with that, and that's also what I'm getting at my previous response. But I didn't really fully explain that. I didn't blame.
Yeah.
I didn't blame the AX. I blame the
Yeah, it's
Individuals,
concern.
right?
Yeah, it's
Individuals.
concern.
yes.
Yeah.
So the local government you're blaming, not the
Yes.
AX program itself.
Mhm.
So shout out to the.
No. Let's not
Mayor.
Yeah, but so no more, guys. We won't be dropping any names out there or even local names like that. Since we don't want to get involved into dramas and into personal lives, this we love our life.
Yeah. Don't say it here, student.
Life is good, so why make it problematic? Why complicate it?
So our local government is actually shitty, but we still love our life, especially now that we are at a legal age. So yeah, I do. We have a shitty local government, but let's go. I don't want that. So let's get on with another.
No, before the people thing, are there anything that you wanna add about the ethics, like or
Any additional
any
thoughts, Chris?
additional thoughts, concerns, or like something that you're against with the program?
I mean, the program itself is, I have no problem with that. It's just,
It really is like big help to those who are in crisis.
no offense to the government. I don't want to, I don't want to die with, I don't want to suicide with three shots on my head.
Yeah, Alex is really a good program that can help lots of individuals, especially living individuals, since it focuses on helping those who are in crisis, which means that it won't be that I can't say that it's not gonna be hard anymore, but it won't be that hard anymore. Or like it will be it maybe it will just easen up a bit the difficulty of the situation in order for a person or an individual to get back to its feet to its feet um to make to recover from what happened or to recover from the situation that they had and that's what gets me the most because it really is just just if done right, if the program is going to be implemented in a right and proper way, that it would really help a large portion of Filipino citizens who, especially considering that there can be a lot of crises going on every year,
Especially
because
the typhoons.
yes, and especially the typhoons that we got almost I can't even count anymore. Maybe it's like more than hundreds of typhoons we got
Earthquakes.
in our history, and even earthquakes like that, and even volcano eruptions like that. So I that's why it's really I just hope that um, I just hope that the addicts or whoever is in charge of it, they should be more strict when it comes to mm, hiring employers. So hiring hiring workers so that the program can be
Successful.
can be successful and can maximize its true potential to help the Filipino citizens.
From what I've read online actually is that AIX is one of the programs that offers quite a lot, not just relief goods or Ayuda for those, but also materials for those who are affected by earthquakes and flooding.
It's very interesting.
That's
So, any additional thoughts? What about you, Christian?
No.
Let's
Yes. I already. Ian, it's your turn.
No,
I'm the last one. I should be the last one.
It's the last one. Like it's the last one. If the world. Please read it aloud.
Hmm. You spin your own threads, you make your own clothes.
yeah.
So
Can you
let that sink in.
That's
Think about it.
Your
Let it sink in. Get the last one.
any thoughts? Maybe what I can say about so
You should go first.
I use
What I can say is that since we can't really,
yeah. Continue.
so we can't really rely on ICE on long term since it can only provide
A short
a
term
short-term assistance for the crisis.
should
So from the
phrase already.
uh, from
Say,
the money we get from us, that we should really invest in ourselves to make some skills
Oh,
and to spin our own threads and make our
yeah.
own clothes. You know, like invest in ourselves to make the skills and
to provide our own
to
future.
provide
Yes.
our own sustainability.
Yeah.
Can we can't really rely on the government to do much of the work for us. We have to like take initiatives.
Oh yes, this is
Yeah,
true.
so what I can add about this is that you spin your own thread, you make your own clothes, that even through crisis, even through challenges that you encounter in your life, by striving to recover from it, and with the help of the AX program, which is to provide assistance to those who are in crisis, you can make a better future of your own, which resembles making your own clothes by through hard work, resilience, and even prayers and faith to God. You, with that, and additionally the help of the AX program, you can shape a better future for yourself. You can achieve your dreams, and you can recover from any challenges that you may encounter in life.
Yeah, that very well said, Chad.
Any additional thoughts, guys? If not, let's recap or conclude that even though last the AX, when I define that it provides assistance in crisis situations, a good point from Chad and Christian that the program is itself is good. They provide materials, assistance, foods which can help the families who are in needs that are in a crisis or experience crisis or situations. But we also can a good point again from thoughts and experience from Miles and Kian that even though the program is good, we also can deny the fact that it is prone to corruption since, as mentioned by Miles' experience, that the his local government did not provide them any assistance, or even if they provided, it's only a small amount. Again, a kilo of rice, 1 kilo.
Just 1 kilo.
1 kilo, yes,
of
it's not
rice.
enough. And also, the whole point is about the system itself, and the people in charge of the program. Since the corruption, that the system itself is good. However, the people
Who are in the system,
who are in the system are
not doing their
not
job.
doing their jobs properly. Also, I think great insights from both of them. Now let's move to the next and last program, which is the tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantage and displaced workers, or TUPAD. Now, what are your thoughts on this, everyone?
Regarding with Tupac, I actually think this is a good program since it is a cash for work program which individuals who are assigned to this program should work, like for example clean or do project maintenance in exchange for cash. So what this does is it teaches individuals skills of working, right? It teaches them to work hard to earn the cash, not really just receive the cash without doing anything. So I think this is a good program.
Yeah,
I think,
despite being temporary, it also trains the persons who are availing the program that can to develop skills and experiences that they can use in the future, which they can instead of focusing on the temporariness of the program, we should focus on its long-term impact, which can help those individuals who gain knowledge, experience, skills through the program, and can value the quality of their work to be able to avoid less less compensation, say less compensation.
I also I actually don't have any problems about the two pads, you know, because my concern about the other programs that it can lead to dependency, but in two pad it's like you work, you get cash.
Yeah.
You
So
know, there's no like
not really a risk of dependency, right?
because I mean, if you don't work, you don't get cash.
don't
Right?
get cash.
So that's is you know, I I really like this
Why not?
program.
What about you, Kian?
So I agree that it's a good program. I think the second to the best from first being the four piece, yeah.
Yeah.
And but we can't really avoid the risk of corruption. The money they get, they can misuse the money, you know, from gambling addiction and alcohol and cigarettes and many more addictions. So what can you say about?
Yeah, that's actually the issue
Uh,
of the individuals, right?
Using their
Using the money they get
money
from
salaries to
yeah.
Yes.
to get them.
Instead of providing themselves, they use it to pleasure themselves.
When it comes to that, it's going to be the problem, and
Not
the
really,
pilot
not
program
really. Yeah.
wouldn't be responsible for that, since if from what in in my opinion, if a certain worker who or a certain Filipino citizen who availed to part and got in a certain amount of money, which which he or she used in gambling and stuff like bad habits, then maybe Tupad can be alarmed with it, so that in the next set or next session of the program, they can blacklist certain people who are misusing the money, where um, instead of using it for themselves to provide for their own, like that, and in a way that those type of people can avail the program that is, yeah, can avail the program and more.
Yeah.
Which,
I don't really have any major issues with the Tupad program, but only one thing though is the usual work that these Tupad under individuals are just, sweeping the streets, picking up trash. Is that really practical? Does that teach you anything
I mean,
really valuable?
nothing really teach you like being a garbage worker.
Yeah. I actually do that for free in my house. But yeah, they get paid 3K for 10 days just to pick up trash. That's my issue. I think the Tupad should, implement like more practical works.
Work for
Yeah, like I don't know, maybe cooking for
Yes,
cooking.
yes.
Yeah, cooking foods to feed for those, I don't know, malnourished kids, or teach them how to plant, farm.
Yes.
Yeah, that would really
It's very
help develop practical skills, not by just cleaning, but
Yeah, I agree with you because what skills do you get from like picking up and sweeping the streets, right?
yeah.
that
Get
might
ready.
be a major issue about it, but since uh, many people can avail it, but the Tupad itself doesn't have a clear vision of their job opportunities that they are going to offer to them. Where instead of like what you said, cleaning and throwing garbages, maybe Tupad can do better by providing livelihood skills such as sewing, sewing, welding, masonry, like that, and all, and it in a way that it can it can train the skills of the people who avail the program, and also it can help them in their future years, and that will open them tons of opportunities from the experience that they have gained with this program.
Yeah.
So maybe in a way to solve the problem, what I can suggest is that Tupad should offer a wide and diverse set of jobs, yes, so that many people can acquire and diverse skills from it.
Yeah, so they should
Now-
implement jobs, right, that you can put into your
Really learn
Yeah.
resume.
Yes.
Can help you.
Yeah,
You
can
put
help
CV in
you.
your resume.
Yeah.
Maybe can you really put that in your resume? Like,
I cleaned the streets for 10 days.
really?
So guys, we're in the last.
Yeah, so last one.
Oh my god.
This is the
Oh, what?
hardest, and I don't know the longest. So, yeah,
Okay, it's the longest.
let me read it out loud. Understanding money is part of being independent. You can't be self-sufficient if you're relying on someone else.
Ooh.
This is actually a really good one. So this phrase or this saying actually talks about money literacy, right?
Yeah.
Financial literacy.
Yeah.
You should be able to understand and know your money.
And how it
should-
works.
Yeah, know how to spend it so that you won't end up being poor.
What
You can
understanding
understanding
money is part of being independent.
dependent.
You can't be self-sufficient if you're relying on someone else. So
Yeah.
that's the good thing in Dubai, since
Right.
they are not
Teaching to rely.
they are not developing people to dependency,
Yeah.
but rather they are training them to work for their money, and mm, which shows a good sign of um, which shows a good sign of assistance, since in a way that not only it doesn't only help them financially, but it will also help them uh, like skill wise, experience wise, and future wise. That's we can't really deny the long term impact of Tupan, but considering the concern that most of the jobs are focusing more on cleaning and garbages, then that's where we can insert that those skills and experience can't really get them far, but in a way that maybe Tupan will provide more job opportunities
In the near future.
in the near future. Then that will be the time that um, after your Tupad program session, or like after your experience with Tupad, you will go you will go far in your life, which will really help you in
Yeah.
the
The
future.
good thing about Tupad is it teaches the individual how valuable, how their money is actually worth, because they have to put effort into it, right? They receive
Yeah.
their money, so they know the value. They know how hard they work for it.
Yeah, and I also remember that this is the last.
Yeah,
Yes,
this is
that's
the
the
last.
So can I ask you guys some questions?
Okay,
Sure.
Okay, so from all the programs that we have tackled today, like in this podcast, which one do you think is justifiable or lawful enough to continue implementing it, or which one is the unnecessary one?
Let's ask first our host, since
Yeah.
we had a lot of
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
So let's ask our host.
We should ask our host.
Again, guys, for me, the most justified one is probably the four-piece, since it has the perfect system for me, perfect implementation. Since it has a timeline.
Wait. Let me check our
Yeah.
podcast, please, because
Sorry guys,
I think
there
there's
might
a
be
technical issue.
issue right here, since we have noticed that our microphone is
So that's
yeah, not low anymore, it's dead.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
this one is
it's not working. But
I think
We will just check if our audio is going smoothly with
let's choose
using
a
one
microphone.
microphone. So we'll get right back to it. So peace out. So guys, we're now back after checking our microphone, and it turns out that we only have one microphone left.
The other one.
So let me ask them again about after tackling all the four programs, 4Ps, AX, what is it AX? AX, ACAP, and TUPAD, which one is justifiable or lawful, and which one is unnecessary, and why? So, who would be the first one to?
For me, guys, the most justified one out of the four programs would be the four Ps, since it has the best system out of all. And I mean system, I mean specifically talking about the qualifications, the time frame, and also the cash, not necessarily the cash, but the assistance itself is the, I think, the most practical one, since the system itself, there's elementary, high school, and I think preschool, I think. Yeah, I think that's the most justified one that should be continue to be implemented even today.
How about you, Sean?
What do you think are the most unnecessary?
I agree with what JM is saying. Is that four piece is the justified one because it really have a requirements that you really need to follow, and it's anong tawag dyan? Yung
System?
kami itong dili ka makasulod-sulod diretso sa four piece.
Strict.
We have very strict requirements for you to avail that program. But one concern that I have about 4Ps is the 300 just for educational purposes only, or did
Yes,
they have
just for
a
the allowance for the
Allowance.
child. They
But
have like
healthcare-
separate allowances for the
Yeah,
other.
healthcare is
Ah.
different.
Yeah.
Something.
so they have different allowances for medical attention?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's my only.
You guys?
I also agree with that. The four piece is, I think, the best, the best program from the four of them, because according to the research from World Bank, that uh, it states here that 1.5 million less Filipinos per year. That's the estimated poverty reduction impact of 1.4 percentage points per year. It's also like, it also states here that 87 of 4P's parents are now more optimistic about their situations and their children's future.
So now let's
You
not
have-
forget the other question, which
Wait. Is it really just workplace? They just
do you have any programs you want to add?
Yeah, I should talk about Tupad. For me, Tupad is also a justifiable one since it doesn't really have like a huge dependency risk since it teaches the individuals to work for their money. Yeah, that's what makes Tupad justifiable for me. Do you have anything to say?
Well, since I agree to most of your uh, points, your arguments, and all. So now, what I'm going to target is which one or which of the four is the unnecessary. From what uh, after the discussions, from what I understand, I can see that the ACAP is somewhat unnecessary in a way that it would really, it would, I mean, the program itself is good, but considering right now that uh, it would develop a certain level of dependency, we really can't deny that. And in a way that maybe it will hinder the citizens to work since they can just
they can just rely on this certain ayuda or the AKAP or the Ayuda sa Kapos ang Kita program. And in a way, it also, well, it's not really that bad. It's just that it's somehow unnecessary for me. Yeah. Since people can really, I mean, I'm not saying this for the sake of everyone, but in my opinion, uh, I can say that if you really wanted to earn more, then you should uh, put more effort in it, and you should put more hard work in it. And that's all for me.
I agree with Chad's opinion and that ACAP is the most unnecessary one since out of all the programs mentioned, ACAP is the one that I'm quite confused about since I know the objective of the four P's, which is to help the families, the poorest of the poor families to in a time frame of 7 years, and also the AX, which is to help the families or people that are in crisis situations, which is a short-term assistance. Even though it's short, it has a perfect objective, and also the TUPAD, which aims to help the community itself and also the people to learn some skills, even though right now it's just sweeping the streets. Maybe after this podcast, we can reach a for wide reach of audiences that can maybe help change the program or improve the program. Yes, I think ACAP is the most unnecessary one since I don't quite understand its purpose as what I've seen in the news. So the sole, again, to tell you, the sole purpose of ACAP is to provide a short-term cash assistance for those low-income individuals, like minimum wage earners, right? But I think it is really unnecessary because if you're really struggling with financial situations, you have AX, right?
There's two pad.
There's AX to help you to give you a
No,
short assistance.
Alex is for the
AX is when you're experiencing crisis, and
Yeah, but isn't that really already a crisis when you're really struggling?
well,
But if you're just
that would
struggling,
really depend on your situation. Well, we can't really invalidate.
but
Yeah.
there's also tupad, right?
But
Yeah, if you're not earning,
if you're really struggling with yourself, like in a way that it would affect you mentally or like your financial burdens, then I don't know. It would be best for you to seek a therapy like that.
what about those
But- but-
those indigenous people?
They can,
Don't really,
like, what do you mean about it?
I don't know. We can't ask
I
for
think,
help.
guys, what they mean is that if you're in your lowest point in life, you might need some not
Help.
you might need professional help, which you can also address, or you can also, I think,
You can also
ma-
You can just
pwede
put
mo
the
rin
mic here. I think. That would be
pwede mo rin namang ipaalam sa mga local na gobyerno at mga local government, and also if you're in that point in life, the you should know yourself that if you're, I mean, ang dapat alam mo sa sarili mo na ang lahat ang ginagawa mo sa ngayon
We're back again
paparating
after
na
some
sa
technical
lowest point in life.
issues
So dapat
since our
in
last
that
microphone
very
died.
moment that you
Luckily, we
still
have our
that
backup.
you know that you're
And
still
since I agree from most of your points about which programs are lawful and justifiable, and I'll be talking about the unnecessary aspect. And from what I can see, and from what I understand, none none of them are unnecessary because each program has its very own unique goals and purpose. We can start from the four P's, which is the goal is to provide financial assistance to the poorest of the poor and to those families who are not capable enough in supporting their child's education as well as proper health services. And for the ACAP is for those who are struggling in their financial like financial challenges, so on, and in a way that through the ACAP program, it will give them a, a push to mm, a push to maybe reach another level of their life. And for the AX, was it?
AX.
Yeah, for the AX, it is to help focusing those who are in crisis, which is a really big help in terms of disasters, since those who are affected by it will be prioritized with the program. And lastly is the TUPAD, which gives job opportunities to those who are uh, under underemployed, who are less compensated, and those who don't have a job at the moment. And I can say that none of them are unnecessary, since from what I can see they serve each of their purpose. But I just saw a news. It was about okay. Let I have it on my phone. It was News Five everywhere. The channel. It is the 2025 national budget ng bicameral conference committee. So in this news, it was so we're gonna put a screenshot on it so that you can also see what we're talking about. And in this news, we have the winners and losers of the 2025 approved budget. We have DPWH as the first, having 288 billion with a total of 1.1 trillion pesos for the 2025 budget. And for the losers, we have DSWD with only 217.3 billion pesos, since they got deducted 95 billion pesos. And the most concerning of them all is the PhilHealth, which has zero balance as of the moment, since they were deducted 74 billion pesos. And we also have CHED, which is really necessary. Really, it is a really essential department in our system, since it holds the education of every Filipino students that can soon maybe provide or change our future or provide solution for it, and which is on which was deducted 26.9 billion pesos only with a budget of 33 billion pesos left as of the moment. And lastly is DOH, or the Department of Health, which was also deducted 25.7 billion pesos only with a budget for the 2025 with only 247 billion. And additionally, the ACAP program also gained a budget of 26 billion, was it? Yeah, it was 26 billion. So I can say that from all the four programs that we have tackled, maybe the 26 billion budget for the ACAP 2025 is somehow unnecessary. Yeah, since it is a large amount And if we can compare it to if we can compare to PhilHealth, diba? Since PhilHealth is also essential in our system.
It's more
Yeah.
essential than ACAP, I think.
Yeah, it's more essential than ACAP. We can't really deny it. Since it is like it can really help us to when it comes to paying bills in the hospitals, right? So what are your thoughts about these
Yeah.
about the news
So for me, I'm also
for the
familiar.
2025 budget? Yeah.
I'm also familiar with this news. I don't really get why DPWH hasn't got approved for
With a
their increase of budget for 288
Yeah,
billion.
288
So
billion
now they
pesos.
have a total of 1.1 trillion pesos. So what is their project? They're building a super bridge.
No.
Another
Since
one?
the recently built bridge was like no, the quality is really not giving.
Yeah, it was
After a few months, was it?
Yeah,
The
asphalt.
yeah, the asphalt were broken already. So
Yeah,
And did the bridge collapse?
right.
did it?
no, it didn't.
Just the road.
It's
Just
now
the road.
fixed.
Thankfully,
It's now
thankfully.
fixed. Thankfully.
Yep.
Because if it did, that would be really concerning.
Yeah. So under the Philippine Constitution, it says here in the news, the Philippine Constitution requires the education to get the highest budget. So as we can see, is it the
Yeah.
education that has
No,
the highest
it
budget?
is the DPWH.
Yeah.
The CHED only has 33 billion pesos.
Actually, in the next slide, it says here that DepEd was actually deducted 11.5 billion in their budget, making their
Really?
total 737 billion.
That's really concerning.
Why would they
because
do that?
Yeah,
that
they
would-
deducted the budget
Yeah.
of DepEd.
They should provide a reason for
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's really good.
For why they are
Yeah, they're
more
going.
focusing on the DPWH.
Yeah, they're
than
going
other
against the
projects.
Philippine Constitution,
We're
right?
really concerned with
It's
that.
really
because-
against the Philippine Constitution.
Because the
Was it
Consti-
in Section 4? I guess.
I
If I remember it correctly. And it really affects a lot of Filipino students, especially
Yeah.
those who are
Including us.
struggling financially,
Yeah.
since the budget can really be a key for them to avail scholarships like that can that can shoulder their financial needs when it comes to studies.
And the second one here under the Philippine Constitution, the Congress cannot increase budget proposal by palace. So as
Well-
we can see
Well,
here,
the Congress they did increase their budget,
yes,
right?
yeah, the House of Representatives actually got increased 17.3 billion, making their total 33.6 billion pesos. The Senate got increased 1.1 billion, making their total 13.9 billion. The office of the president,
Was it 5 billion?
yeah, 5.4 billion, making the new total 15.8 billion.
And where would that money go? Like,
No, it's
what's
in
the plan for it? So,
it's not in millions, guys. It's in billions.
That's
B.
questionable.
So, like, what's the plan for it? So why do they have that kind of budget? And why are they not following the law? It's really in the what was it in the constitutional law?
Yeah, it's in the Philippine Constitution.
Yeah, it's in the Philippine Constitution that the Congress
Should
should
not
not
increase budget
Yeah,
proposals.
should not increase the budget proposed by the president. So,
Oh, what's happening with the government right now?
what is happening in the Philippines? Maybe the most that we can do to you guys is to provide awareness. To provide awareness that in the upcoming elections, we should be politically aware to choose our right leaders, to choose competent leaders that will really serve our country well and will really serve the people. So, how about you guys? Do you
Yeah, I've heard that many Filipinos avoid the political talks because it's too much drama for them. But really, you really need to be politically aware because what you vote for our country decides the future of ours. If you vote the wrong politicians, it really affects us, like really affects us. But if you are financially aware, if all of us are financially aware, we can make our country even better, a better
a better
nation.
nation for everyone. So maybe let's wrap it up for our discussions for this episode.
John Mark
Let's give
Salido.
it to our host, John Mark Salido and
Sean
Kira.
So thank you guys for watching as we end this podcast, this episode today. I hope that you're now aware of the programs that are implemented in today and also the political problem in our country that should be addressed more right now. And also, I think if if what? I think that by making this podcast today, I hope it can reach a wide variety of audiences so that more people will be more aware about the said programs and also the political problem in our country right now.
So
Again,
yeah.
I'm Miles Joseph.
I am John Mark Salido.
I am trying to scale up.
I'm Kian Palacios.
I'm Christian Saison.
I'm Chad Palyuna.
And we are
GovTalks. Always remember to be wise, be aware, and be competent.
Yeah.
See you guys. Peace out.
Peace out.
Voices.
Voices.